Welcome. This is my beautiful wife, Camila, and I am Akahi. And we are here with you to take you to a new experience, a new place, a wonderful state in which you are going to experience the connection with prana. And what this means, what is this about, what is this super trending topic of Breatharianism actually all about? So we have the answers to those questions as well. We have techniques to teach you how to do it if you want to try it, if you want to experience it for yourself, because that's actually the best way to understand and comprehend this, is actually experience it. So if you want it, we want to share with you guys some techniques, and as well we want to respond to any question that you have related to this topic. If you want to know more, you have something deeper to ask, or any concern about it, this is the right time, the right webinar for you to have all that clarity, for you to take the step if you wish to. Okay?
Absolutely. Yeah, we have a lot of broad-spanning information that we want to share with you today, because we're aware that, you know, this is a really trending topic right now, Breatharianism and Pranic living. And so there's also a lot of information out there. And as people who have been on this path for a long time now, since 2008, we have a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge, and yeah, we are really experts here to guide you and to give you full confidence and precise information about what pranic living really means and what is Breatharianism and how it applies to our lives.
What is the true potential of the transition to pranic living? What kind of benefits can bring? Because, you know, people from all kind of eons or civilizations and also cultures of this world have practiced this. And there has been so many researches, books, you know, even in the Bible, even Jesus did a 40-day fast, you know, Buddha also did experiences of long-term fasting to experience enlightenment and beyond enlightenment benefits, yeah, to become, you know, God's itself. So it's amazing, and there is a lot of benefits and a lot of potential. So we want to share with you guys today, you know, each thing, what actually is, what to know if it is right for you, as well.
What are the benefits that have been proven about this lifestyle?
Yeah, the benefits. Also, what are the best ways, you know, what is the best methods or ways to switch to pranic living in a safe way, and more questions that will come out, you know. So first, what did we begin with?
What is pranic living and Breatharianism?
Yeah, what is this thing? Yeah. You want to share, Camila?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, as Akahi was mentioning, this is not necessarily a new thing. It is kind of for our society and the modern humanity. But pranic living has been sort of the way that all time recognized masters have awakened that mastery and truly stepped into being recognized masters for humanity. And it is all about connecting with the pure source of life energy. That is the base of it all.
Yeah.
So there are many ways that we can do this, but specifically here in the way that we teach pranic living. And I think that really the real way to connect with pranic living is by creating a conscious relationship to this energy source that exists within us and all around us. And primarily we can do that through the breath, which is a very tangible way and mechanism that we are utilizing every second of our lives, right? There is no moment that passes in which we don't breathe. So this is kind of a first step in attuning to a new energy source, recognizing that while, yes, we are breathing oxygen, air, we are also receiving through that the pure prana, which is the life source energy, you know, the Sanskrit word for life source. And so through this recognition, through this opening of our awareness, do we come more into a profound relationship with that life source. We can recognize that we are, in fact, made of the life source, that everything that exists on the planet, the animate and inanimate objects, everything comes from this same prana. It is the energy that creates universes, that creates the galaxy, that sustains life on this planet. And excuse me. So this is the way that we can attune to the pranic energy. It is something that all cultures have recognized. You know, in the ancient Chinese culture, they talk about the qi. In the Hindu, it is the prana. There are...
In South America also is called the pacha, the energy of pacha. Yeah. And I think in Japan, and that part is the ki. So there's always has been the knowledge of this energy in different cultures, or actually in all cultures around the world. For example, in South America, where I was born in Ecuador, you know, all of the shamans, all of the temples, for example, we have temples in Tiahuanaco and Machu Picchu, and all of these temples are for the sun, yeah, because all these cultures did recognize the sun as the source of energy and life for this planet, you know, for nature, for humanity. The sun is the main source. So, for example, in South America, if you have been there, or maybe you have read about books, we have all these temples, and the culture of the Incas, and as well the previous cultures like the Tiahuanacotas and the Aymaras, they all celebrate the sun. That's why there is the Inti Raymi ceremony that is kind of the solstice. And, you know, always has been this knowledge, yeah? So the same way how in South America, in the Incas, we had this knowledge of the Pacha energy and the sunlight energy nourishing us, the same happened in other parts of the world. And each one of those cultures develop their own techniques, develop their own ways to really access that to the highest level. And some great masters, you know, like Jesus, like Buddha, and among many others that really were able to connect with this, like Yogananda, and people that also, like Yogananda talks in his books about, you know, real pranic living people, breatharians, is because they went through the experience to really see what was beyond the unseen. What is that actual energy that comes from the sun? It comes from the elements of nature. What actually is that, and how they can tap into that to find the value of it. And the brave ones that were able to go for that, they discovered that it was an amazing energy, that it is an amazing energy that is infinitely capable of giving you, I mean, just from health, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual health and stability, but then it begins to transform the life of people. That's why they became masters. That's why they were able to teach people and to write about their achievements as human beings, because they discover God, or the supreme energy, or what the shamans call the great spirit. Yeah. So all cultures have named this differently, but the main thing, as Camila said, is about to connect with that pure energy of love, light, intelligence, that in this webinar we are going to call prana. Okay. And maybe you have your own religion, you have your own culture, so you know this energy at your way. But we're going to share with you guys is how to take more advantage of that. Exactly. Because there is different degrees and how you can take advantage, how much energy you can harvest from the sun, from nature itself. Okay. So pranic living is this, yeah, to learn how to consciously harvest energy into and to live your life, to walk your life, always having that connection, always being connected to prana, yeah? And Breatharian is a state of consciousness in which you use your breath as the main tool, as the main resource to harvest this energy into your body, yeah? The body has an internal mechanism that works very similar to a dynamo. When we use our breathing in different ways, we can harvest more energy, and this energy can be stored in the walls of our organs, in the space within our cells and tissues, and is more electricity. When you have more electricity, more energy in your body, you have your battery, the battery of your life, fully charged. And when you have your battery fully charged, your health returns. Little by little, you found yourself that everything goes back to perfect health, perfect consciousness. So this is pranic living in the way how we share it, and the way how we also have seen around the world that it works and is tangible and is really like in full benefits of it. Yeah.
And the reason why it also works is because we're not just focusing on the physical body or on the physical body detox, like in other sorts of, practices. This pranic living reaches every part of us. So no part of our being is left untouched. The psychological part, where we store our memories and, all of the thoughts and experiences that we've gone through. It also touches the emotions, our whole emotional spectrum, the feelings that our body receives and feels. And all of this affects into the physical body and into the spiritual nature of ourselves. And so pranic living is an all-encompassing lifestyle in which every part of ourself comes into alignment because we accept that pure life source energy into all of ourselves, and we allow for it to naturally purify and align and bring us into our own natural breatharian state.
Also, it's important to clarify that you have been always a breatharian. From the day that you were born. That's why the first thing that you did, even maybe before breastfeed, you were breathing.
Exactly.
Yeah? That's like the blueprint of our inner dynamo. Yeah. Always think breathing is a dynamo mechanism of your body to store and to circulate prana through it. Yeah. So it's part of your blueprint. And that's why we want to kind of, awake you to that potential, because you have that potential in you, but you have to recognize it. You have to see it and use it. So then you can take full advantage of this immense potential that you have within you to harvest energy. So Camila mentioned me that we should talk a little bit about the fact of not eating or not needing to eat, or having actually the food freedom through this, because this is very important to clarify. You want to clarify this?
Sure. I mean, we both can add different tidbits of wisdom. But yes, in this movement, there's a lot of attention, I think, also around it because of the kind of correlation it has with not eating and the possibility of food freedom that it gives you, which is fascinating, because when we are able to decipher and kind of clear through all of the layers, we realize that the hungers that we had, the physical hungers, were many of them related to psychological hungers or emotional hunger, or a kind of a feeling of lacking, or a desire to fill the void. And so when we naturally heal these layers, because that's what this lifestyle does, is naturally, like I said, bring you back to your essence. We let go of that feeling of needing to fill the void, because naturally we learn to love and appreciate ourselves immensely, so powerfully. And this sort of takes away from so much of the necessity that we've created in external factors to satisfy us. So while it is a part of pranic living and it is a side effect of breatharianism, this food freedom, it's not all of it. It's a small detail of it, but there are limitless benefits to this lifestyle. So while we ourselves have experienced long periods of not eating, being in non-necessity, and we live in that way, food freedom is also, it is exactly that, is the freedom in the entire spectrum to eat or to not eat, because you now come at it from a place of enjoyment. You understand and are so in tune with your body and all of your senses. So you know that this is actually like a very sensorial experience. It's an experience of pleasure. And through that pleasure are you nourished, because you are in a state of kind of ecstasy or bliss, your senses so alive and stimulated. But it's not out of that state of lacking or needing, or not having enough. It is that breatharianism doesn't mean that you will never eat again. And to be in the pranic living state doesn't mean that you have to stop eating and that this is about creating that steady and strong relationship to the life source that satisfies you in every way, that gives you pure clarity in mind, emotions, body, to be able to choose in any moment what you feel is the best for you.
Yes, the food freedom is the capacity to have it and to don't have it. So you can enjoy both things, and both is the same.
Yeah.
When you don't eat, you feel super perfect, and when you eat, you also feel super perfect. That's the absolute freedom of it. Yeah. And because you have this freedom, you gain so much space in your mind. Yeah. Because you don't have to be thinking every day or be attached to a routine, waking up in the morning and cooking, eating, and all the program and the process that takes every day. So it gives, even that, pranic living is not about not eating, just the fact of having the food freedom and to having that relaxation about food is a big thing. Yeah. I mean, that's huge. Imagine people around the world, all the people of the world, imagine that they at least feel this freedom, and for that freedom, they eat less, so they consume less from the planet. They take less resources, there is less of all the production of food just because of that, the state of consciousness. So definitely the fact of you releasing the anxiety of needing to eat so much is a big thing and has a lot of big impact, because when you realize that you don't need the big amounts of food because you have this new amazing energy now, you realize that you also don't need doctors, that you don't need all the treatment for anything. You can take care of yourself for most of the things. Maybe you have, some chronic illness. Do you really need some intervention or surgery? Then of course you need a doctor. But with this energy, you are capable of healing most of the things that you will come across. And your body will be so strong to face a lot of issues, and will fight any disease or anything in a super fast way, because there is a full battery loaded body, your charge is low. So that's super important. And that's also things that we have seen in the retreats.
Yeah.
Amazing healings, incredible, like by mind-blowing healings, people that they did not expect, things to happen so fast. And it's just because finally your battery is loaded. And when that happens, just everything comes back to position.
Well, then, and there's that part of it, which is that kind of extreme consumption, or this kind of habitual consumption that society has really gotten accustomed to with grocery stores and so many options. And then there's the other side of people who maybe struggle with sort of self-image and eating disorders, things like this. We've also seen the reversal of that because of this profound acceptance, this food freedom, in saying, hey, it's okay. I am allowed to enjoy my life, and I can give to my body what my body wants and what I feel it may need in any given moment. And so we step out of extremes and we come back to the center. We come back to a place of, true self-love and awareness. And so in that way, we really are reeling in the extremes and just coming back to a state of centeredness. Yeah.
So this is the actual meaning of it, and the freedom of having prana. Prana is like alternative energy, like a hybrid. Imagine like a hybrid car or something like that. Yeah. It has two energies. Yeah. The dynamo energy that produces by the brakes in the wheels. That's how the hybrid cars charge their own battery. Yeah, that's the dynamo. You have the dynamo all the time as you breathe. But also you have the fuel, the food to enjoy and to do that. But your main source is the prana. That's powering you. And that has been always, always it has been like that. All your life you have been powered on prana. That's why you are alive, because when the body doesn't have prana, it's because the body is dead. That's how it really is, yeah? So you have been always with prana in your life. But now maybe you encounter a place or moment in which your battery is low. Maybe your energy, your pranic amount is low, yeah? And then is when the issues begin to happen, or any confusion or stress or things like that, or emotions begin to build up and begin to kind of take a lot of our energy, begin to take our prana. Yeah, it draws our prana, our vitality, to be thinking too much, or to be worried about things, or to be in emotions and things, you know what I mean? So that's why it's important. If you recognize that your battery is a little bit low, it's time to charge it back, you know. And the way is, we want to share you some techniques so you can feel it, and then if you like it, you continue to apply these in your life. Yeah. And in this way, we have clarified that pranic living is not about not eating. Yeah, it's about freedom to enjoy life in all levels. Yeah, when we started this in our way, it was because we felt that it was the right next step. Yeah, we were into healing, we were into sharing ceremonies of sweat lodge, we were into experiencing some sacred plants in South America. And after that, we changed our diet. We were working with kids and doing a lot of meditation and studying metaphysicals, you know, ascended masters, and meditating with colors and the rays, and doing a lot of yoga with Camila, reading lots of books about consciousness, spirituality. With Camila, we have always been, you know, like a tantric couple. We always practice Taoism and cultivation of energy. So we felt that it was like the next step of evolution. Yeah. And that's why the reason why we did it. Also, we felt that it was the right time to detox, to cleanse our bodies completely from, not physically only, but also to clean our minds, our emotions, and our souls, because we felt that, for me, in my case, when I did it, it's because I felt that there was something that I need to get rid of. There were some things that I need to deal with, that I need to really clean myself, on also my emotions and also my mind, because there was information, there was a lot of build up that it was kind of overwhelming me, and I needed to end that part of me and to really get rid of that and begin a new life, fresh, clean. And that's what I did, and it worked immensely and way beyond my expectations. Now I'm able to teach this to the world. I have traveled so many countries, you know, with Camila. We have been in television, in newspapers, all over, movies, you know, and so this has so much potential. Yeah. And the same way how it did transform my life and our lives, now we have a family, you see, and our kids are super amazingly powerful, smart, healthy, strong, and, you know, this is beautiful. Yeah. And the same way how it transformed my life and our life, it has the potential to transform your life. Why? Because this energy is an energy of life. It's energy that the only thing that it does is to beautify life. Yeah. That's why the trees are so beautiful. That's why nature is so beautiful. That's why every human being that allows this energy to flow through it is so beautiful, because that's what this energy does. It beautifies everything that it touches.
Yeah. It turns it back into life. You know, we oftentimes go through our lives living many experiences, things that can kind of drain us, or maybe we come from families with a lot of heaviness, you know, and, you know, parents who didn't really know how to deal with their things, and that just gets passed on to the kids. And I mean, imagine generations and generations like that. And this is kind of like putting a stop to all of that and truly saying, okay, I am now going to just step into my own essence. I'm going to return to who I really am. And so it is also a possibility and an opportunity to shed away the generational layers, that generational karma, if you like to call it that, and to really just purify, yes, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and create sort of a new lineage. And for us, that was also part of it, you know, because we were a young couple.
We figured out that there was some family things that it was not, we don't need to carry those things. And we were with Camila, we were like, you know, we had to stop this thing. We had to work for our freedom, you know. And
because we knew also that we would like to have children, you know, we wanted to become a family too. And we were really aware that we wanted to just pass on the best to our children, you know, just pure lightness and really be like hubs of safety and love for them. But that's it, you know, not pass any of our stuff on to them.
And this is super important as well, because I mean, do you understand the magnitude of this thing? Now I understand it, because now I see my kids and they are just so like happy, you know, they are just happy kids. And I don't know if they would be possible if I didn't clean myself before of this, because I will be carrying all that stuff from my childhood, my family, and they will feel that through me, you know, and maybe I will talk or remember things. Or so it's just amazing how this impact, and as well, not only impacts them, but also their kids are going to have a clean vibe, you know, a clean energy. And this is super important. And why this happens is because when you purify your energy, when you purify yourself, your mind, your emotions, your soul, your body, your kids come from your energy. They are part of your energy. Yeah. So when you purify yours, you also purify theirs because of the connection that is already established between you two, the bonds between you two. Yeah. It's an energetic bond that when one person cleans it, the whole ramification, the whole web of energetic connection through that being will feel the benefit of that cleanse.
And it's yesterday something happened. Actually, I was playing with our children in the evening, and we had some ice cubes, and my son put one on his back, and I immediately felt like I got like shivers all the way down my back, and it just was such an amazing confirmation to me that we are really sharing this energy field. You know, I feel what happens in his body and in my daughter's body. And that was just so powerful and really brought me into a moment of gratitude, you know, to say, okay, we're just always happiness, always the best, you know, always really, giving the best. So
empowering. Empowering.
That's another reason how you would know, you know, if you are a parent or if you're a grandparent, you know, and you feel like you'd like to make a positive and lasting change in your family. This will reach into all of, you know, the many areas of family life and naturally begin to purify. Yeah.
And of course, you know, pranic living is not, if you are a parent, it's not for you to teach your kids to not eat or something like that. This is for you to connect with this amazing energy of well-being. And when you are connected, you can teach or share with your family the benefits, the energy, the connection, the awareness of this. So they are always in tune with that energy, always understanding and comprehending how it flows through them in their lives. And that's the benefit of this. To our kids, you know, we give all kinds of food. They eat super healthy, but they are super aware of prana at the same time. They know how it flows through them. They know how to play, how to harvest it. And just not because we have, you know, teach them classes of it, just because they see us doing it, just because we talk about it, we feel it. So they just know that there is this energy all the time in our family flowing through. And that gives us such a peace, you know, such a stability.
There are so many really infinite benefits to this lifestyle.
Yeah, and I mean, we have seen people also, and also businesses, careers. We have seen many people that, you know, they didn't have clarity in their minds to go for their goals. They didn't have how to organize their business. I mean, not because we teach how to make business, but we just, you know, by people through this capacity to receive energy and purify their minds with the energy, their mind becomes smarter. I mean, we all become smart. It's like we become sharper. Our mind is cleaner and can think in a new, fresh way. So based on that, I have seen many businesses and many careers just like a skyrocket after the process, because they just have the new mind, you know, and the clarity to really go for those achievements in their life.
Letting go of the lacking mindset, you know, the scarcity mindset, and really opening to this abundance that does exist and is available to us all.
So next, what are the proven benefits of pranic lifestyle? As we talked with Camila, there is so many benefits though. It's incredible. From healing to connection with you know, the energy of life, mental clarity, emotional stability, control of your life. That's super important. When you have control of your health as well, control of the information that your body is holding. That's super important, you know, to know what kind of information your body holds.
detoxification of all of the body systems, because the body has many different systems, you know, cardiovascular, it has the bones, the muscles, there's many different systems at play here. And so this gives a profound detoxification. So we can really live that process, let go of all of that which no longer serves our healthiest and best state, and kind of hit the reset button. Your body begins to change shape and kind of come back to its natural shape, whatever that may be, because there's not just one prototype. There are many beautiful body shapes. And so this also helps to, as we release the traumas of the mind, the emotional traumas, all of that kind of finds a way to become physical weight. And so when we let go of that, then we also shed the physical weight that was occupying.
Yeah, the detox is amazing. This is like because this prana is so smart and intelligent that begins to really do a detox, but in a way that is gentle. That's the thing, you know, prana operates in very body-friendly ways, and you don't necessarily have to feel all the down feeling of detoxification when you connect with prana deeply. Prana will make you feel some detox, so you become aware that you are actually releasing something or healing something, but will not make you feel like, you know, worse or bad or in a challenge. It will, without you noticing, will begin to work in that issue and arrange it. That's how it works. It's like an invisible energy that is operating like in the background. Yeah, imagine that you have something operating in the background, healing, harmonizing your life, but you just notice when you see the outcomes of it. It's incredible.
Yeah, people also, you know, experience healing of inflammation around the joints, you know, as a lot of the liquid that kind of can build up and create inflammation in the joints, that's released through this detoxification. You know, quicker recovery in people who are athletes or like to do strenuous activities, they experience also a faster recovery time because the body's, you know, the circulation is flowing, there are not blockages, and so everything is able to work in the correct way.
Yeah, many benefits. For example, you also save money. You're gonna save lots of money in food, lots, more than what you think. You save time on cooking and preparing and, you know, thinking all about that. You gain sleep time because you will not feel so tired. Why? It's because you are not wasting all your energy digesting. So instead of you digesting and utilizing all your energy, that energy will build up in your body. And this is super important because as you build up more energy, instead of wasting it in digestion, this energy keeps building and your life is going to be longer. So it will extend your life cycle. Yeah, because one of the factors that actually depletes the life force amount in human's body is the fact of eating meats and eating a lot of cooked foods and eating, you know, 5 times a day, because a lot of the energy will go into the digestion, and that takes a lot of energy. And sometimes you know that there is foods that do not only take 1 day to digest. There are foods that take more days to digest, even weeks to digest. Yeah. So your body is constantly working and wasting energy to get rid of the digestion and all the toxins that are building up. So imagine when you don't do that, when you have the freedom to eat and to not eat, and you will only require a little amount of food to be completely healthy, then all that energy will build up and will give you health, longevity, and multiple side effects, you know, of having lots of energy. You will notice that your skin begins to rejuvenate. You will notice that your presence becomes like a glowing presence, and just you feel that there is a new light in you. How it will help you to expand your consciousness. Big time, because when you connect with this, you are already in this expanded consciousness of knowing that there is this infinite amount of energy, consciousness, possibilities for you. It helps you to expand your consciousness to also to your inner talents, to your inner powers, because you have a lot of talents, like capabilities, like superhuman capabilities, yeah, that maybe you are not aware of it, yeah. And this help your consciousness to grow, to discover those high sensorial capacities that you have, yeah, and to learn how to use it. For example, in my case, you know, I can heal people, I can read people's life very easily just by knowing, or just by feeling their energy. I can kind of see some things in people, yeah. As I said at the beginning, I can heal people, Camila also, but just because this energy is in us, you know. And so a breatharian actually definitely is a healer, has to be a healer, because it has to master energy. It has to be a master of the energy to be able to nourish 100% of it, yeah. So because of that, because we are in this state of consciousness, yeah, we have become amazing healers, you know. And this is like superpowers that we gain, but like real, you know, like healings that are real, not just like little things. This is like real healings, yeah. So, and all of this is something that you can also awaken in your being, you know? As you connect, as you practice, as you harvest more and more energy, you open up new layers in your being. You access new levels and new levels of energetic consciousness. And the more you know about energy, more you know how to use it, how to pass it, how to influence it so that it can shape your life and destiny. It's a mastery of the energy.